folks. Can y'all believe it? We're at week 7. Like, this went in the blink of an eye. So this is our last module. And we got a bunch of stuff to cover in this module. We back to covering a century. We're at least covering a contemporary century. So chapter 10, we are going to dive in. We're going to dive in to, we're going to get the 30s, 40, well, I guess we're not technically a century. We're going to get the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s in there. We're going to get that age of consumerism. We're going to get the Cold War period in there. And then we're going to get to the 80s, which is my decade. Get to the 80s and 90s. We're going to get all kind of fun stuff in there. And think about way back 7 weeks ago to our first, actually, I guess it wasn't our first one. I mean, it was our third one. Discussion where we talked about the shift, right? And I pulled stuff from the 80s and 90s, right? That shift going from the girliness and the overly, the big shoulder pads of Diane Carroll and Dynasty, actually Dominique Devereaux, let's be clear, that's her character's name was, to the overly baggy styles that female R&B artists wore in the 80s that I wore as well. I mean, that wore in the 90s that I wore as well. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s, which for many of you is your, is kind of your start, the 2000s, and we're going to get all the way up to contemporary times, okay? So this week, what do you have to do? Read the lecture, right? Review the lecture, do the discussion board, but more importantly, work on your project, right? Work on your Rep Your Culture project. It's been open for a little more than a week. You have the resources from the library that you can utilize. You can actually reach out to the librarian and utilize either Selene or William and get those done. And then next week you will only have to do your peer reviews and complete your midterm, and you're done. So by Wednesday of the first full week of October, you'll be done. So I'm excited that you are here, that you made it through. You're so close. Hold on. And I'm really looking forward to reading your Rep Your Culture projects. I love this project, okay? Because I learned a lot about you and a lot about your people, okay? All right. See you on the other side.